Hey YouTube, it's Justin here, aka Demonic Sweaters. Today I basically thought I would just review a bunch of random things that I purchased off of Amazon recently. And I figured you guys could get something out of this. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is this generic ching ring that I ordered. And these things are super cheap. They're like $5.99 right now, I think. So yeah, I just ordered it on a whim. You know, Meinl makes one that's pretty much exactly like this that costs at least twice as much. And actually, it's pretty good. It's a metal base. I guess you would call that a base. Feels like, you know, maybe aluminum or maybe even some kind of metal that's not aluminum. It seems a bit heavy for aluminum. And you just lay it right on the hi-hat like that, or you can put it on the snare drum or whatever you want. And I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like. So here we go. All right, first let's check it out on the hi-hat and see what it sounds like here. All right, let's check it out on the snare drum. Now, I have a very tiny snare drum here. It's a 10-inch snare. It would be much easier to play it on a bigger snare drum, like a 14, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm kind of just putting it as close to the edge as I can. I'm going to try to hit on the other side of that. So here we go. So I found that actually hitting it towards the center of the ring is actually the easiest. And you know, you could actually tape that on there. And if you have good aim, you know, you could hit it right in the center every time. I wouldn't hit the metal part because that might cut through the head if you keep whacking the metal part over and over again. You know, it's not really designed to do this. It's more designed for the hi-hat, which doing this, you know, you could hear really well. And playing on the hi-hat, you know, bow the hi-hat and edge, I got a nice, like, subtle sound. You know, I like that. Okay, you could also put it on your ride cymbal, or crash cymbal, but let's try it on the ride. On the cymbal is actually pretty cool. It gives this like kind of rattling noise that lasts pretty much the whole time you're playing. That's pretty cool. You know, even on a crash, I think that would be pretty cool. You have to keep your cymbals pretty flat though, I think, to use it like this. Yeah, see on the crash, it kind of vibrates off right away. The flatter the cymbal, the better it's going to stay on there. It stays pretty good on my ride. I mean, even when it falls off the, you know, the bell, it still kind of does its job. So yeah, this thing's pretty cool. $5.99. It's totally worth it. I mean, it's definitely well made. I'll put a link down below if you want to pick one up for yourself, but pretty cool thing. All right, let's move on to the next item that I wanted to review, which are these cymbal sizzlers. Now this thing, it also came in a pack. I think it came with 2 or 3, and it was also very cheap. I can't remember exactly, but it was under $10. And what you do with this is you basically just take off the top bolt on your cymbal and you just put it on there. And now this is, you know, a lot of people make these, and I actually have a ProMark version of the same thing. And honestly, I like this generic one way better than the ProMark one for the simple reason of how it attaches. The ProMark has this like giant plastic piece that really makes no sense at all. Like you can put a felt in here, but then you have this plastic part kind of pushing down on your cymbal. And if you turn it around the other way, that doesn't make sense either. Then the felt is on the top and it's not making any contact with the cymbal at all. So I don't really understand how this is supposed to work. I never did. So that led me to never using it, basically. And it, you know, either way you put it, it's just kind of weird. You put it like this or you put it like that, it's weird. But this one doesn't have that problem. So let me throw this ProMark one over there. And I'll put this one on here. And all you have to do with this one is just lay it right on top of the felt. Like so. Screw your wing nut back on. Now don't over tighten or anything like that, but this is what this sounds like. And yeah, this thing is actually great. It really sounds like when you have rivets in a cymbal, and the great thing about it is you don't have to drill into your cymbal to put rivets in it if you want that sizzly kind of cymbal sound. And again, you could put this on any of the cymbals. I don't really know what you could do with it on a drum. Maybe somebody's more creative than me and could think of something, but you know, you can put it on anything, any cymbal rather. Like let's just put it on a hi-hat here. A little bit of sizzle there. I'm just gonna hold it here. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little device. Very cheap, way to add some extra color to your drum kit. So I definitely recommend this. So let's move on to the next thing that I wanted to review today. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to take a look at is this beater right here, and as you can see, I'm now on electronic drums. This is basically a cheap, generic Cajon beater, but you know, I had the idea, well actually I think it even said it in the Amazon listing of this, is you can use it on electronic drums as kind of like a silent strike beater, so to cut down on the noise of the beater hitting the pad. Now I wanted you guys to hear what it sounds like with the drums not on, so I'm going to turn them all the way down. And it actually is pretty quiet. And I have over here, let me grab it, one of the more traditional Cat Silent Strike tennis ball beaters that I used to use on this kit. And quite honestly, I like this beater better. And the reason being is because this one bounces a lot bounces a lot less. When you do that, you can kind of bury the beater more, especially on this hard rubber bass drum on this kit. That is much nicer. It feels much nicer to me than the Silent Strike beater does. Let me just turn this up. And you're hearing this through a speaker right now, so it's not going to sound like incredible, but... yeah, overall, I think this was under $10. So another one of these things you can get on Amazon for drums. It's just super cheap and super nice. You know, nice addition if you have an acoustic or a electric drum set to kind of quiet down the bass drum pad noise. And also, like I said, you can kind of dig in, you know, bury the beater much better. Let me switch it out so you got, well, I don't want to do, oh yeah, can I do that? Let me grab my drum key and I'll switch out that beater so you can see what I mean. And you'll see how much more this thing bounces. Let me turn it down again. I don't know if you can see that, but it definitely does not feel nearly as good. If, in fact, the more I try to bury the beater in the pad, the more it bounces. You even hear the double there. So the Cajon beater is definitely much better. Now I will say that this is much lighter, so you know, if you want a heavier feel, you might still want to go with the tennis ball beater. But honestly, on this kit, I think this works much better. Like if you have a rubber, you know, a rubber pad, I would recommend one of these kind of beaters for sure. All right, so that's just 3 random drum products that I thought I would review for you guys that I bought for cheap and I thought they were all pretty good. So I figured I'd put some links down below. If you guys want to pick some up for yourself, feel free. And anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day.